LPJ Design presents.
Hey everybody, it's Lewis Porter Jr. I'm driving. It's a Sunday morning. I just came from my favorite donut shop, Moho Donuts. If you're in Fort Lauderdale, well, I guess, yeah, this is the Fort Lauderdale in Pembroke Pines? Yeah, we're in Pembroke Pines. The Pembroke Pines area near University and Pines. It's a great little donut shop called Moho Donuts. Check it out, it's very tasty. So, today, I got the windows down, somebody's screaming a little bit, so don't be surprised. Today, I want to talk about art and that whatnot. I just realized, I don't know if you guys can hear me. I assume you can hear me. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and it sounds like when I talk like this, you normally hear me. But I usually have the windows up, and it's a beautiful day. It's South Florida, it's a beautiful day, so I wanted to put the windows down and relax and drive for a little bit. I might put them up as the wind, you know how that goes. But anyway, so I'm talking about art since the last couple of weeks. Even as a company, we've been focusing on doing a lot of art and doing a lot of character design and just talking to a lot of artists on just visual stuff. Even talking to, looks like we might have actually found a guy for Grand Theft Exodus. We're just working out the particulars. I'm hoping I can get this worked out so we can finally get this going. And it's funny was I didn't realize I've written a script for it. I had it in one place, I thought, and apparently it's an old version I had, and I'm missing about 5 pages of script that I'd already written. So now I've got to rewrite that, and I was like, the interesting part is that we've already built the panels for them. So if I can find the old emails, I can retrace it, and and once again, more crazy stuff with, good lord, Grand Theft Exodus. How's it turn? So, here, let me put this up. This is distracting to me, so I can only guess it's going to be distracting to you. So, like I said, we've been talking to a lot of new artists. We've got actually one of our new artists has been doing, he did the last two, you can call it 3 art updates. We just completed our Half Giant, which a lot of you saw. Very New Zealand Maori style looking tattoos. I wanted that look. For myself, I always think it's interesting that the perspective artistically is still, even still today, is very European only. And and some people are like, what do you mean by that? It's basically blonde people finding other blonde people who look exactly the same. And it's like, that kind of bores me visually. But it's like, yeah, you can have blonde people, there's nothing wrong with that, but let's throw some mixture, let's make it a little different. And usually that means, when someone says that, we'll put something Japanese in there. And it's like, that's great, don't get me wrong, love the culture, but there's tons of other cool cultures that have great visual things to do. Maori, look, man, if you saw, let's say Spartacus, because there's a lot of New Zealanders on that show. If you saw Spartacus, the TV show, you see varying colors, varying shades and hues of people's skin tone, so they'll give you a better idea of trying stuff. Good Lord, I can't think of his name now. The guy who plays Crixus, I can't think of his real name now. That's hilarious. The guy who plays Crixus is a prime example. He's swarthy looking. He's got I'd say a nice tan, but brown skin. He's got a good look that I think works well for TV and also visually on projects. I think you need to start looking beyond the atypical look for people. A lot of people when they design stuff, it's like, okay, I need a sorcerer, but sometimes they don't describe, their hair color. I've put redheads in. I've started doing more like redheads. Like, for example, our iconic android has a red mohawk. And I'm like, well, I like mohawks. It's a cool hair design, always will be. But you don't see a lot of redheads with that. So I said, that'd be kind of cool. Let's do that. And, dreadlocks. You don't see a lot of fantasy characters that have dreadlocks. Why? Because most people have a very specific idea of what they think it should be. But realistically, let's just be honest. Dreadlocks seem like to be a very logical hairstyle. It's like, boom, twist it up, boom, ready to go. It's easy. It looks very barbarian-ish. I guess that's a word. So that's why we actually chose it for our barbarian. And I'm very happy. And then we did a lot of just tattooing on him. Initially, when the artist came to me, I was like, yeah, I want to put a big tattoo on him. And he's like, okay, no problem. So the tattoo initially did was just on his arm. Just a small piece on his arm. I'm like, no, let's make it bigger. Thing done the full arm. And I'm like, no, let's make it ridiculously huge. And then we took up half of his body. Half of his chest is covered in a tattoo. There's another tattoo on his leg. You know, he's got a very, very, I guess it's a barbarian look to him. I mean, you see this guy, you're like, oh, he's the barbarian. I don't have to guess. And I think that's visually a lot of people do. I think you have to try different stuff. And this is kind of a whole artist thing, because I've been talking to a lot of artists lately. A lot of them, I know a lot of them are getting work, but I guess there's not enough work, which is bad. You know, that's the only way to say that. So, I mean, if you've got a project to do, I think now is the best time to check out getting people involved to work on your projects. It's just a smart deal. You know, look, like everything else, there's seasons. Sometimes there's big highs, sometimes there's big lows. The big high is going to go now because everybody's getting their stuff ready so they can make sure they can have it for Gen Con. And then after Gen Con, there'll be a little bit of a lull. And Christmas, there'll be a little bit of a lull. And then like February, March, there'll be a little bit of a lull. And they'll be back like this. You know, me, I'm like, let's keep guys busy year round. Let's try to get, even if it's not a ton of stuff, just give them 1 or 2 projects. That's more money in their pocket. And that's good for them. I mean, I told another artist I spoke to today, yesterday, that I'm like, hey, this is how many projects I'm sending you. He was like, yeah, I really could use more work, but it's hard getting people. And I said, you know, look, let's go the stock art route. That's a good idea. I think it's a good way for you to make money. And he never thought about it that way. And I think a lot of artists, and it sounds so horrible to say it like this, but it's true. I think a lot of artists like their artwork more than making money. And it's like, dude, it's artwork. You're creative. Don't get me wrong. Being an artist is an amazing ability, and amazing skills. But at the same time, you've got so much creativity. You've got these pieces of art just lying around. And a lot of people do. I mean, every artist I know has at least 100 to 200 pieces of images they've done, they think look horrible. That I'm like, holy cow, this is amazing. It's like, oh no, it's horrible. Oh, I'm a horrible artist. It's like self-loathing is like, I guess, in the artist DNA, which I'm like, that's dumb, man. It should be, you guys are awesome. You kick ass. Keep making this cool art. I love this. And, you know, if you have the art laying around, you're not doing with it, think about bundling it up as stock art. You know, it's stock art. And some people go to the whole argument of, are you commoditizing artwork? But it is a commodity. People buy from you, it's a commodity. The second you trade money for something, it becomes a commodity. Doesn't matter if it's art, writing, cars, fish, ideas. You know, it's a commodity. Commodities get sold, and that's the purpose of them. Art is great for art's sake, but, you know, if you've got stuff just laying there that's not doing anything and you're not happy with it, and let's be honest, what artist is ever happy with the work they do? Put it out for sale. There'll be tons of people who really just can't afford it. I mean, art's expensive. Any startup will tell you certain things are going to be expensive, and for role-playing games, art is that expense. I mean, you can always write stuff yourself, and you can even lay out stuff yourself. But drawing stuff yourself, that's not something most people want to do. So first-time guys usually will say, okay, I'll spend X amount of dollars and get myself some artwork. And for artists, I would suggest giving, you know, and this is a tactic I've used many times. I've told many artists, I think it's a winning tactic. I don't think they all know it, or maybe some don't, but I thought I've told everybody. Look, you want to be a good artist, this is what you do. Find about 20, we're going to do 20. Find about 20 art pieces, all right? Break them into 4 groups, all right? One group is going to be a group of art that you're going to give away for free. This art is you're going to give away for free. There's a reason for that, but I'll come back to that in a second. The other 3 groups will be broken up like this. You'll have 1 amazing piece in there, 2 really good pieces, and 2 okay pieces. You know, so it's 5 pieces of art for each one. Bam, 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 bam. 5 pieces of art, each one done. Now, we're going to go back to that free one. The free one, you kind of get like 3 of your best ones and 2 okay ones. Now, the reason you're going to do that is you're going to give away those 5 free ones. And you're going to say, well, why would I give away some of my best work for free? That's silly. No, here's why. People are going to see your best work and be interested in you. They're going to try out your other stuff. The free, it's like any good drug dealer. The first taste is free, and once I get you hooked, you're going to keep coming back. And that's really the plan. So if they like your artwork and your artwork's solid, you're going to get return people coming because it's just good work and people want to see it and stuff like that. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. So, cars, watch out. So, you give them the first 5 for free. And what will happen, and then when you give them the PDF, because usually I put mine in PDF. I suggest everyone to do this for PDF for this reason. At the end of your 5 art, you put an ad in the back. And the ad says, for you as an artist, hey, if you like our artwork, or you like our stuff, here's my direct email. contact me, and maybe you can do some more custom art, do some custom artwork for you. Price is reasonable. Boom. You put that at the back of basically everyone you do, but definitely the free one. The free one has to have that, because that's what you're really doing, is telling people that you're willing for work. Now, here's the other cool part, and this is why I suggest doing this on RPG Now and not everywhere else. RPG Now specifically lets you email your customers from their database. You know, I'm almost here. Only been 10 minutes. All right, I'll do this one really quick. They let you email your customers from your database, from their database. Well, it's your customers from their database. And you can attach emails to it. You can, well, I just said that, didn't I? Yeah. You can make it look very pretty, very attractive. And the best part is with a free product, well, people are going to get it for free. You're going to get a lot of customers very quickly in a very short amount. I'm going to get out and talk. It's hot in the car like this. Ugh, so watch out. Ooh, motion sickness. Ah. So, see, I'm going to Barnes and Nobles for a little bit, read some books real quick, get some visual ideas. So, if I was you, that's what I would do. And I mean, once you get those names, you ask people, you send out emails to them on a regular basis. Maybe initially do it, one time a week. And then you can break down there. But like once a week, you mention to them, hey, we got this art for sale. Because remember, I told you to take those 20 pieces. You take the free one, give that away, get the people's names, use the market to them because they're already interested, and then turn them into customers. And then you take the 3 that you have, you sell those. Since people say, hey, do you have any more? Well, here, I've got 3 right here. And then you put a reasonable price on it. So, and people, I always tell people, don't be crazy about the stock art pricing. That's another thing. For 5 pieces of art, if they're really, really good, the range would be like $9.99 to $14.99. Because that price, it's not too expensive. You'll get a lot of customers, and you'll see exactly what people think about it. If it's too high, or even better, if you get a ton of sales off it real quick, well, that means the price is too low. If you don't get a lot of sales, that means the price is too high. And you just fiddle with it for a bit. Just fiddle. All right, I'm going to the bookstore to look at some stuff, and I guess that's about it. All right, I'll talk to you all later.